Shalom Israel, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Barakatah to all the brothers, Yahweh Shema Atam Hashem Yahushai to all the sisters. I'm Priest and Officer Zarwai. Alright, this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. Alright. If you are not in the ISUPK, you're not in the truth, and we are not affiliated with any other group, any other Hebrew Israelite group, or any other group on the planet. Alright? And with that being said, this is the Pittsburgh Sunday Scripture Breakdown class. I'm going to be going over today, being a whore in Israel, how that's not of the Most High, and going over, Proverbs 31 and 10, all right? So with that being said, let's get straight to it. I'm going to be starting off with Deuteronomy chapter 23, all right? Deuteronomy 23 and verse 17. It says, "There shall be no whores of the daughters of Israel." All right, Israel is, of course, the Black, Hispanics, and Native American Indian people, right? If you've been with us long enough, you should know that, right? Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian people are the people of Israel, right? And our women are the daughters of Israel, right? And it says, "There shall be no whore of the daughter of Israel." All right. So, like, we see with this whole, WAP thing, this WAP video going on, with Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, how they're, they're promoting this whoredom in Israel, teaching our daughters, to embrace this whoredom, right? To use it to their advantage, to embrace it, to use it, and it's just wrong for them to be doing this. Like, they present themselves as a so-called leader, or a so-called person to look up to, a role model, right? And they're just leading our daughters into destruction, into whoredom, and it's wrong for what they're doing and promoting this. Like, they shouldn't be teaching our daughters these things. And like, as a man in the, especially a man in the truth, like, if you have a daughter, the scripture says, like, watch over your daughters, what I'm saying, paraphrasing. It says, watch over your daughters and keep mind of their body. Like, soon as you see them, starting to develop, you need to start checking them and saying, hey, look, you can't be walking around and trying to emulate these women out here dressed like whores. Like, this is wrong. We need to start teaching our daughters this, right? We need, and let's, like I always said, Deuteronomy 7 and 6, if we knew that we were special people, we wouldn't let our daughters be like that, right? They're special to the Lord. They need to present themselves, at a higher class than that, right? They need to let the whoredom, let the other nations do that, right? Like, our children need to be taught the right ways of the Most High, okay? And we can't let these women out here seduce our children into being whores. And it's so wrong for them to do that, like I said. All right? So there shall be no whore in the there shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. And they're embracing it like it's something, something cool, right? Like, they shouldn't be doing that. And of course, also the sodomite, like, you shouldn't be doing that neither, right? That's against the Most High. All right, let's drop that. Let's go over to Titus chapter 2. All right, because these women like Beyonce and Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion and you know, whoever else you want to name out there, like, if they're going to present themselves as being role models, then they should think about what they're doing to our children. Like, you're just falling into the trap of our oppressor by teaching our daughters to be whores, right? It's like Eve when she was beguiled by the serpent. Like, you're still being Eve. You're still being naive to being, you know, to being seduced by America. And you need to wake up to this fact. All right, so Titus chapter 2, and I'm going to start at verse 3. All right, it says, the aged woman, right? Likewise. So our older women who present themselves, you know, who present themselves as role models to the younger women, okay? Like, you wanna promote yourself as being, you know, the role model to our children, but you're leading them in the wrong path. If you want to be a role model, you need to look at the path that the Most High wants you to lead these younger women in. All right? And here we're going to read about it. It says, the aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness. You want to be in behavior as becoming holiness, right? What's being holy? Following the law, statutes, and commandments, being separate from these other nations. These other nations like to present themselves as whores and like to do all these things. You should be separate from that, right? Holiness, being holy, being separate from these other nations, man. But you're just joining into the things that these other nations do, right? Like, and a lot of y'all out there will say, well, if everybody jumps off the cliff, will you follow them? But that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing by being a whore, is you're seeing everybody else jump off the cliff, all these other nations, and you're following right after them. You're dooming yourself to destruction. All right, I'll read that again. The aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming holiness. That's how you be a role model to the younger women. As a woman, that's how you be a role model to them. You be in behavior as holiness, as being separate, right? As being special to the Lord, not just some whore, you know, out there, just like the rest of the nations. All right. Not false accusers, not giving too much wine, teachers of good things. You need to teach your daughters here in Israel, right? Good things, man. Cover their behinds up. Show them how to live in holiness. That's what you need to be teaching the daughters out there. Right? If you want to present yourself as a role model to them, right? You want to be somebody to be looked up to, but you're out there butt naked, right? Like the video was, that's like soft porn. They're out there butt naked, right? Damn near all the way naked on that video, and it's so evil. It's so evil because they know who their audience is. They know that their audience in that video is gonna be children from ages 20 on down to the teenage, right? They know who they're presenting themselves to. They know they're presenting themselves to the children. That's halfway pedophilia. You know what I'm saying? They know that children is gonna watch that video and they're half naked, rubbing on themselves. And that's evil and wicked, man. You need to be teaching our daughters good things if you're going to be a role model. And these celebrities out here are not fit. We've seen it over time and time again here. Like, our people need to wake up, because those celebrities are not fit to be any kind of leader or role model for our people. Time and time again have they folded. And we've shown that here. Like, you've had your Kanye West, your Deshaun Jackson, your Colin Kaepernick, your what's that guy? Wildin' Out, Nick Cannon, Ice Cubes, man. They're no better than your Christian pastor, to be honest, because if they're presented with adversity on the stuff they're trying to bring out, and it might harm them just a little bit, by taking away what they have in this kingdom, in this white man's kingdom. You take away what they have, like that, they're gonna fold because of that. And those celebrities are no worse than your Christian pastor, because they would rather keep their money, they would rather keep their status in this kingdom as being high in this kingdom, right? As far as a slave goes, because they are slaves. They're just a higher paid grade of slave, okay? So of course, keeping that position that they have, they're not gonna lift a finger to help you. They're not gonna compromise what they have just to help you, like that scripture says, man. Like this, it's so heavy because Cardi B, she's in the song, I believe she says, I don't cook, I don't clean, but I still have a ring, right? Which, she's rich, all right? And she's teaching these young daughters of Israel that you don't have to be a virtuous woman to get somebody to put a ring on you, right? All you have to do is be seductive and show your butt, right? And she's telling the young children that, right? Just like Beyonce did. Beyonce did that same thing, man. She did that same thing when she did that song, To the Left, right? Put the man's thing to the left, however it goes, right? While she has a husband. She has a husband, right? And she's telling you, kick the man out, put his things to the left. But she's taking care of her husband. She's there with her husband while you're kicking your husband out. Same thing Cardi B did, man. Telling our young children, hey, you don't have to cook, you don't have to clean, but you still get a ring. Like, she don't have to cook and clean because she can pay a maid to go do it for her. But you can't. So of course you're gonna do that thing, and you're gonna do whatever it takes to get ahead in life. So if that means go show your butt, go be a whore, you're gonna do it, right? So our women out there, like if you want to look to women as role models, you need to come look at the women in the ISBK, man. In the ISBK, our women, they show our children and our young daughters good things, man. They show them good things here in the ISBK, man. These are real women in here, all right? So I'll read that again. It says, the aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming holiness, man. You need to be in behavior as becoming holiness, okay? Not false accusers, not given too much wine, teachers of good things. And these celebrities, they're not going to lose that position to teach you good things, man. They're not. Like that scripture says, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven, right? That's talking about you too, Cardi B, Meg Stallion. Don't get it twisted because it says man. It's talking about you too. For a rich woman, nah, because you will teach our daughters to be whores just to be rich. So of course, it's easier for a camel to go to the eye of a needle than for you, Cardi B, you, Meg Thee Stallion, you, Beyonce, to enter into the kingdom of heaven, because you will not lose that. You will not lose that position you have just to teach our children the right path, right? Reading on, that they may teach the young women to be sober, right? But that's not the message that's going out there from these celebrities, right? They don't want you to be sober. They're telling you pop mollies and sipping scissor and all these things, smoking weed, right? Doing it on camera. And like I said, their audience to those videos is children, right? Their audience to those videos is children. They know who they're pushing this. They know who they're pushing this doctrine to. They know they're pushing it to the children, right? So that they may teach young women to be sober, to love their husbands, right? But that's not what they're doing. They're saying, you know, put it to the left, and you know, if he don't pay, then he's got to get out or whatever, right? No, what was that one song? No scrubs, right? This is what they're teaching our children, that our young women, right? Not to be virtuous, but to be a whore. That saying that you know, these things is good to look at when it's evil in the eyes of the Lord. You need to be teaching our daughters to be sober and to love their husband, right? To love their children. Now, these people won't teach our children that, like, to love their children. Like, you need to be teaching your daughters, hey, you're going to have children one day, you need to love them, and this is how you love them. You love them by correcting them and showing them the right path. That's how you love your children, by showing them the right path, by correcting them when they're wrong, by punishing them when they're wrong, correcting them, right? So that's not what they're doing. They're not out here teaching their children. Like, they teach the children, like, hey, if this baby ain't you know, ain't going with my plans, then I'm just gonna get rid of it, right? And that's so evil, because like I said before, these devils back in slavery and when the conquistadors was here, you know, murdering our people, they would cut the baby out themselves. You know, they would cut the baby out, you know, kill the baby, bash it against a stone, or you know, feed it to alligators, you know, and then kill the woman. And they've indoctrinated you and led you by propaganda and leading you in the wrong direction to now where they give you a gift, like say a career or whatever, and you'll cut the baby out yourself now. You'll go into that abortion clinic and kill that baby just so you can be a Meg Thee Stallion, just so you can be a Cardi B, just so you can be a Beyonce, you know, have a career, an independent woman, and put your man to the left, right? Because you don't want no scrub. I don't cook, I don't clean, but you better put a ring, right? This is what this is what our oppressor has always wanted from you. This battle between you and our oppressor has been going back since Eve. Since Eve, that serpent in the garden has beguiled her and has led her to destroying the nation. All right. So now that battle still wages on today. Like, and our sisters have to wake up and realize this and realize that, look, our men are in a battle, but we're in a battle as well. We're at war as well. Our warfare is not carnal, okay? It's about principalities, bringing down strongholds. What's the stronghold for a woman that she needs to bring down? Is that Planned Parenthood? Is that Cardi B? Is all them doctrines that's getting into our young daughters' heads? That's what your war is at. So what do you have to do? You have to be in the home. You have to be in the home, showing the daughters how to be good women when they grow up, leading them correctly in good things, teaching them good things, how to love their husband, right? How to be a virtuous woman. All right. Verse 5, to be discreet, and they want to be out here with, you know, with their breasts out and their butt cheeks hanging out. That's not discreet, right? But our women in here, they know, and they teaching the young daughters on how to be discreet, man. Showing them that they need to keep their body covered. That's only for your husband. Your body is only for your husband. All right. You can't teach your young daughters that, oh, you should love your husband, and then have them twerking in the damn club the next day, okay? Because that's not loving your husband. Loving your husband is keeping your body discreet and concealed, all right? Modest apparel, That's how you're showing that you love your husband, because you're keeping because your body is special. Your body is special, and it's only meant for your husband. Okay? To be discreet, chaste, keepers at the home. All right? So that's what Cardi B said, right? She said, "Don't cook, don't clean." But the Most High says that you have to teach your daughters to be keepers at the home. He just said right here, like, get you Cardi B and all the Christians out there who's teaching their daughters to be, whores, and teaching them that they should be independent and that they don't need no man in the house telling them what to do, or saying that it's wrong to tell a woman that she needs that her place is the kitchen. The Bible just said it, okay? The Bible just said it. So you need to get out. You Christians out there are crazy, because y'all say y'all are godly, right? But you're against God, because you say that it's wrong for a man to say that a woman should be in the kitchen, in the home, right? Teaching the kids the right way. That's what God says to do. All right? Read that from the top. To be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husband. And telling them that they shouldn't have to answer to a man. The Lord just said it, okay? The Most High God just said to be obedient right here. To be obedient to their own husband. It's righteous. It's righteous in the eyes of the Lord for you to be obedient to your husband. It's righteous. But, Meg Thee Stallion and them is over here preaching, hot girl summer. And telling them not to cook, not to clean, and saying put the man to the left, right? And it's so evil. It's so evil in the eyes of the Lord. It's evil for them to do that, because they could say they're making these videos for grown-ups, but they know damn well who's watching these videos. They know damn well who's watching the videos. They know damn well they're talking to the young generation. And you see with these type of videos being put out every year, you see just how bad the generations are starting to become. They're starting to embrace this whoredom. It is now like a cool thing to be a whore, right? To be on that OnlyFans page or whatever, that OnlyFans page where they're getting paid to show themselves naked. What are we teaching our daughters? And we need to show them that their body is something special. It's something special to give. Like Cardi B said, I don't cook, I don't clean, but I get a ring. They hold the value in that ring far more valuable than their vagina. They'll give the vagina to anybody, right? They'll give it to anybody. But that ring finger is it's special to them, it's holy to them, which is backwards, right? That ring and that ring finger ain't worth nothing to the Most High. It's what you're doing with your body that matters to the Most High. All right? Reading on. That the word of the Most High be not blasphemed. All right? Now, let's drop that. Let's drop that and let's go over to 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9. Alright, it's the book of 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 9. It says, in like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel. You can't be out here with your butt cheeks hanging out and your breasts. Like, that's what has become valued in our young daughters' eyes. That's why all you see is when they present themselves on Facebook, posting pictures, they have the butt first, right? They're doing the backwards butt pose, right? Or they have the camera up and they have the whole breast out, right? Cleavage out. That's what they value now, right? They need to start valuing covering it up now. They need to value that. They need to cover it and see that covering it, that what's underneath is what's valuable to your husband. That you need to cover that up, right? That's what you need to do, and that's what our women in here are doing, teaching our daughters that it's more valuable to cover up, to cover your body up. All right, I'll read that from the top. In like manner, also the women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety. You got to be shamefaced out here, all right? Shamefaced, not a haughty whore, right? Loud mouth, just evil and wicked. The scripture says, I'd rather dwell. I'm paraphrasing. I'd rather dwell with the lion and the dragon than to keep house with the evil woman, right? You need to be shamefaced and in modest apparel. That's what the Lord wants from you. Teaching your daughters to love their husbands and to be obedient. That's what the Most High wants from us. And Cardi B and them is just leading. We need to fight against that, right? Fight against principalities and the bringing down of strongholds. That's what we need to fight against. All right. So, in like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefaced and sobriety. Okay? Like a wise man, right, named Kameni Jr. once said, you don't want to be called a whore, but you sure do have on a whore's uniform. Right? That's retarded. You can't wear the uniform and not be expected to be called the whore, right? You want to walk around with your butt hanging out, right? With your pants so tight that it shows everything, and then it looks like it's about to tear you in half, right? That is so tight, right? You can't be out here in that uniform and not be expected to be called a whore. You're out there with all that showing, and then somebody comes and treats you like a whore, and you'd be surprised. You get surprised at them saying, I'm not a whore, what's wrong with you? But you sure do have on the uniform for it, okay? Like, I wouldn't go out, right, I wouldn't dress in like a police uniform, go out in the street, and then when somebody comes up to me and says, oh, excuse me, police officer, I just got robbed, I need you to go chase after that guy, he just robbed me. I wouldn't say, what's wrong with you? I'm not a police officer, but I sure am wearing the uniform, right? How can I tell them that when I'm wearing the uniform? Of course they're gonna expect me to act like to be a police officer. I wouldn't put on the uniform, right? So young women out there, if you don't want to be treated and talked to and feel like a whore, don't wear the uniform for starters. Cover it up. Modest apparel. Be shamefaced in the presence of the Lord. Okay? Like, you need to realize that the Most High is looking down here. And He's seeing your whole body just out. Be shamefaced in front of the Lord, man. Alright? Don't wear the damn uniform. If you, I can't go out there in a doctor's outfit, and then I see somebody having a heart attack, and they tell me, "Oh, help this man! He's having a heart attack. He's having a heart attack. Help him, doctor!" And be like, "I'm not a doctor. What's wrong with you? I'm just a regular man." They'd be like, "Well, why do you have a doctor's outfit on?" The same thing for you, young daughters. Stop being dressed like whores, and then expect people not to think you're a whore. Of course, they're gonna think you're a whore. You look like one, right? Be shamefaced. Be modest, right? Cover it up. And wives, stop showing the daughters that. Stop. Like the scripture said. Like the scripture said earlier, right? It said, the aged woman likewise that they be in behavior as becoming holiness. You want your daughter to be holy. You need to show them how. You need to show them how to be holy. Don't be out there either with your boobs hanging out in front of your daughter, in front of your sons, right? That's what they're gonna start to value. Like there was that video that came out, right? This woman is in a bikini, in a thong, and she starts shaking her butt. The little boy comes around the corner and licks her butt, and they laugh. They laugh, and then you wonder why your son grows up and treats women like whores. And then you wonder why your daughter who's watching you grows up and runs through every man. Because you're showing them that. You're showing them that, right? And then that becomes a perpetual thing that happens, right? Our sons see this growing up. They expect women who look like that to be whores, so they go treat them like whores, right? They go to the strip clubs, they go to the OnlyFans, they go to the porn sites, they go and do these things because they expect y'all to be whores, because they was brought up by their mother like that. And then women see how their mothers act when they're dressed like that, and see how the men treat them when they're dressed like that, how they treat their mothers. So they expect that that's correct to be treated like that, right? It's a perpetual thing that happens here, and we need to break that, right? The bringing down of strongholds, right? Our weapons are not the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, right? It's principalities. Okay, so going back, this is the book of 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9. In the middle of the verse, not with broided hair or gold or pearls or costly array, verse 10, but which becometh woman professing godliness. So it's not wrong for our women to have braided hair or gold and jewelry and all that. It's not wrong for them, right? It's our custom, right? That's what our nation does, right? But that's not what's godly. And Cardi B and them will have you believe that that's what's godly is being, flossy and jeweled up, right? And all that. But what's godliness is the shamefacedness, is being adorn themselves in modest apparel. That's what godliness is. It's okay, cover yourself up and then put on the jewelry, and then put your braided hair, and then put on some nice makeup, right? But first cover your butt up. Cover it up. First do that. Secondly, teach your daughters to do that, and then worry about some jewelry. All right? That's godliness, okay? Reading on. But which becometh women professing godliness with good works. All right? You need to be out here with good works, right? Teaching your daughters how to love their husband and being a virtuous woman. This is what we need to be out here doing, our women to be doing. And like I said, our women in here, is holding that game down. They're out there putting in work, making sure their husbands is okay, and teaching their daughters to do the same thing. All right. Let's drop that. Let's go to Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes chapter 7. All right. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 26. And it says, and I find more bitter. Like bitter is something that's just not good. It tastes good. It doesn't taste good. You taste something bitter, you want to spit it out. It's disgusting. Okay? And this is what the Most High finds disgusting, bitter. Alright? And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets. Right? And that's the agenda out there by the women, especially, you know, the women who's trying to push this agenda, you know, towards the young daughters of Israel to be whores, is to use what you got to get what you want. That's a snare and a net. That's a trap, right? To use what you got to get what you want. And doing that, like, it causes so much destruction in the nation of Israel, man, to use what you got, because you know men want you, right? And to use what you got to get what you want, instead of worrying about your nation, what your nation needs, right? Your nation needs to get right with the Most High, but to get what you want, you'll use what you got to destroy somebody else. To get what you want, you'll destroy the whole nation for it. All right, and you'll set those traps and snares for men, right? By having an OnlyFans page, or by putting videos of you being a whore, right, doing damn near soft porn, and you're half naked on a video, right? And it's only to keep this agenda going, to keep our daughters as whores and keep our sons in sin, right? It says, and I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands, right? To just trap brothers into sin, to keep them into sin by keeping our daughters as whores. They drive our brothers to sin, right? Because they're out here looking like whores with their butt out and their breasts out, and then the brothers is lusting after them, not knowing if she's married or not, right? You're just leaving sin. You're putting sin on sin. All right. Let's hold that, and let's go over to Ecclesiastes chapter 36. All right, Ecclesiastes chapter 36. And I'm going to start at verse 21. It says, a woman will receive every man. Right? It says a woman will receive every man. Every man. How do we know this is true? Right? How do we know this is true? Because you can go out there right now and you can see a daughter of Israel, and she'll be with an 80-year-old or 70-year-old Caucasian man, and you look at him like, what's going on here? She's young, and he's a heathen. for two, he's 70 or 80 years old, it's because she'll receive anybody. She'll receive anybody to get what she wants. She'll receive anybody, any man. Okay? She'll go out there and use what she got to get what she wants. She'll set those traps and snares, and she'll receive anybody to get her rent paid, to get her car note paid, right? That's what was being popular out there right now. He's not going to be able to talk to me unless he pays my rent, unless he pays my car note. That means they try and say that to say that they won't mess with just anybody, but that's a damn lie. Because if anybody comes and pays your rent, pays your bills, you will mess with them. That's why this scripture right here is so heavy, because it says a woman will receive every man, anybody who pays that rent, pays that car note, they'll let them sleep with them. We know that because like, who hasn't grown up in the hood of blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians and not seen a woman with a sugar daddy, right? And you look at them like, yeah, she's just with him because of the money, but she has to give up the tail to receive that money, right? Because she'll just sleep with him just to get what she wants, and that's just sad. That's sad to know that our women are doing that out there, right? And it's because they've been indoctrinated to believe that if a man is gonna lay with her, then he needs to be paying something. He needs to be paying for laying with her. Like, what did that one woman say in that video? I saw it a little earlier. She said, we need to be taxing these brothers for trying to, hit it. They need to be, that's called a prostitute, woman. Don't you understand that? That's called being a prostitute. You're charging for sex. That's a prostitute. Hello? Like, just because you'll receive any man, right? Any man. Just to have your phone on, just to pay your rent, you'll degrade your own self and then get mad when a brother calls you a name like a whore or like a bitch. You'll get mad at them. And you're the one out here degrading your own self, being on the stripper pole, being in the stripper pole in the strip club, right? On a drive-by strip club. Like, what? That's so dumb. Like a drive-by strip club. Like, how degrading could you do your own self like that? Like, that's so ridiculous. Like, that's what you think of yourself? That you just shake your behind outside while people are driving by throwing you money? Like, our daughters need to be brought up better than this, right? Our daughters need to be brought up better than this. It says, a woman will receive every man. Yet, is one daughter better than another? Because there's always going to be one out there that is better than the one who's being a whore, the one who's giving it to everybody. Like, what man will want to turn that hoe into a housewife, right? When everybody done ran up in it, or she's on a damn video with her boobs and butt out. Like, every man who has watched that video, I feel bad for Cardi B's husband, but not so much really, but a little bit, because everybody who has seen that video has seen his wife's boobs and butt, has seen his wife, rub herself, which is disgusting. It's disgusting, all right? And it's just wrong. Like, everybody will, like, you can't even be a movie star as a woman without having to show your body, okay? Like, any woman who's been in movies, like, damn near all the women who has been in movies, there's a movie where you can see her naked, and that's so sad. That's so sad. Like, we need to teach our daughters better than that. Like, our principles are what should be held at a higher standard than that. them way higher than that. Okay, we should show them shamefaced, like, no, not the whole world is gonna see that. One day you're gonna have a husband, and that poor husband, he's gonna have to know that his wife showed her body on national TV, and not to mention just her husband, but her father. Her father has to know that hey, there's a movie out there that my daughter played in, but in the movie she's butt naked. Imagine that. I'm a father of 2 daughters. Like, I couldn't imagine that. Hell no. Hell no, that would never happen in my house. Damn that. I have to know my daughter played in a movie, and in that movie she was butt naked? No. No way. Alright, let's drop that. Let's go back over to Ecclesiastes chapter 7. Alright. And I'm going to be at verse 26 in the middle of the verse. It says, and her hands as bands, who pleases God shall escape from her. She don't care about pleasing the Most High. What she cares about is what she wants, what she likes. Okay? It doesn't, you ask a woman, right? Just go out there, any woman, ask her, what is happiness to you? She'll say, success. And then ask her, what is success to you? And she will say, money, cars, clothes, houses. Nowhere in that group will she ever put God's truth first. That's what's supposed to come first, God's truth. God's law, statutes, and commandments, and serving the Most High comes first. Right? That scripture says, I'm paraphrasing, that all these things will be added to you. But serving the Most High comes first. Like, pleasing the Most High, it escapes them, man. Like, they think success is worldly things. They think success is worldly things. When true success is serving the Lord, being righteous to the Lord. All right? Let's hold that. Okay? And let's go over to Ecclesiastes chapter 25. All right? Because it escapes them from serving the Most High and pleasing the Most High, because they want to please themselves. They only want to please themselves. All these things, use what you got to get what you want. That's only pleasing yourself, and you will destroy everybody in the planet for that. For you to be happy, for you to have happiness and to be pleased. Okay, to be successful, to live your best life. What other sayings are there? Living your best life, just all them dumb sayings, all right? So I'm going to be at Ecclesiastes chapter 25 and verse 24. It says, of the woman came the beginning of sin. So it's talking about Eve. Right? And like I said, that battle for our sisters has been waging since the Garden of Eden. You have had this snake in your ear telling you that you can be a god, that you be an independent, an independent goddess, right? And Eve fell for it. And our sisters today is just falling for it, man. That's why we have to be out there being hard on our women, because we've been so soft on them for years, letting them just be what they want to be and do what they want to do in the pursuit of their own happiness. And it is only have led us to destruction, to further and further destruction. Okay? It says, of the woman came the beginning of sin. She was the one who got beguiled by the snake. Right? She's the one who just let that snake lead her to believe that she can be a God, when she should have been humble and shamefaced and said, no, there's only one God, and that's the Most High. We can't, who He created, we can't be God. How can the creation be the creator? There's no way. Right? But because He said something smooth and something good that she loved to hear, right? Just like the snakes that are out there today, telling the woman she's a goddess, right? The black woman is God, and putting them so high on a pedestal, right? That they think that they're so special on this planet Earth. You need to be shamefaced and humble. That's what makes you special. All right? So, it was a woman who brought this sin into the nation of Israel from the beginning, from Eve, and our sisters today is still being naive, okay? And Adam, his where he went wrong was letting the woman do that, and not being a strong brother and putting his foot down and saying, hey, look, this is not what's going to happen in my house. This is not what's going to happen. The Lord gave us the law, statutes, and commandments. He gave us our own custom. He said you are to be in obedience, not a God. You are not a God. You are not above God, or you will not be just like God. You're not a goddess. Adam should have been a strong brother. He should have been strong out there fighting that war, fighting that demon up off of her, going against that principality and that stronghold of that serpent. All right. Ecclesiastes, I'm going to jump over real quick. Ecclesiastes 36 and 22, it says, the beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance. All right. So, of course, like Adam was in the work of the Lord. And when Eve came along, of course, the beauty of her is going to, cheer him up, cheer up his countenance. But he shouldn't have folded for just a pretty face. Okay, he shouldn't have folded and gave up what the Lord had given him. The Lord had given him dominion over all the creatures of the earth. He shouldn't have gave that up because he wanted to be soft for his woman. No, that's not how it's going to work. Not here in the UPK. We will not fold. We will not fold for a pretty face. No. Alright? It says, and man loveth nothing better. There's nothing better on this planet except for the truth than a woman. Right? No strong drink, no nothing that's better than a woman. Like, of course, men, we love our women. But there's no way that we're going to let that pretty face rule over us. There's no way we're going to let that pretty face distract us from the war that we're in against principalities. All right. So I'm gonna go back over to Ecclesiastes 25. All right. It says, "Through her we all die. Through her we all die." Right. Like I said earlier, the women will use what they got to get what they want, and they don't care what happens. They don't care who they destroy. Right. Just pay my damn rent. Pay my damn car note. I don't care what you do. And the brother will go out there and sell drugs. They'll go out there and sell drugs, murder, right, rob, just to bring home that money, that amount of money that woman wants. And she's using what she got. And brothers, you need to stop being weak for that. Like if we stop being weak for that, right? During the Black Lives Matter movement, right, there was also a defund the police, right? But when has there ever been a defund the whores? Like, stop going into the strip clubs. right? And they won't have that money to want to go to. They want to go to be strippers and whores and be on OnlyFans because you brothers keep paying for it. Like, what are you paying for it for? You're just a damn pedophile, to be honest, because you know them sisters you're helping pedophilia because you know them sisters that be in the clubs, that be on the OnlyFans, that be on the streets, that they was molested before. So you're only adding on to the pedophilia, so you're a damn pedophilia yourself. You're encouraging that kind of lifestyle by going in there. Defund the whores. They won't be able to go strip if there's nobody to strip for. If there's nobody putting dollars down their drawers. If there's nobody clicking onto their OnlyFans page and paying that damn money, there won't be no damn whores because they won't make no money from it. So brothers, we got a part to play too. We need to stop going into that mess. Stop doing it. Stop like a brother will post something about the truth, right? He'll post a video of the truth, or he'll post a meme or whatever about the truth, saying how blacks and Hispanics and Native American Indian people are the greatest people on the planet, right? Or we'll be out there in camp and telling blacks and Hispanics and Native American Indian people, y'all are the greatest people on the face of the planet, above all people, right? You'll have a post, you'll have a video of that, and the post and the video might get 4 or 5 likes, right? When we're out there at camp, we might get maybe 1 or 2 people stopping and listening, right? But let a whore post her behind on social media, and it'll get 5,000, 1 million views, right? It'll get all kinds of views, all kinds of comments. Hey, beautiful, how are you? This and that. Like, brothers, if you stop doing that, stop putting them up on a pedestal because they're showing the behind. Get that out of you. Fight that demon out of you yourself. That's how we're gonna change the world, our world, the black and Hispanic and Native American Indian world, is by doing that. Remember, the scripture says the kingdom of heaven is within you, and that the kingdom of heaven don't come with observation. It don't come with observation. You gotta work on this. And the kingdom of heaven is within you, meaning you need to stop and start doing what's right by the Lord already. Right? The scripture says, rehearse the righteous acts. Just because you're still here in slavery, don't mean that you don't have to do nothing. Don't mean you just stand around and live life the way it is. You work on it. Alright? Stop going to them damn strip clubs. Stop going to those OnlyFans and the porn sites. Defund whoredom. Defund whoredom. You want to defund the police, that's cool, but also defund whoredom. Defund the drugs. This is the real revolution. Defund drugs. Defund whoredom. How about that? Alright? If you defund those things, whoredom, drugs, murder, then you defund the police because there's no reason for them to have police because there's no crime. They'll only have police in white neighborhoods because they're the ones being criminals now. But they ain't got no reason to come to your neighborhood no more because there's no whores, there's no drug dealers, there's no crime whatsoever. All right? That's the real revolution. Not getting in all black and having a AK or whatever marching down the street. That's not the revolution. They'll just drop a bomb on you. That's not the revolution. Defund all that. Defund order. Defund criminal activity, drugs. Defund all that. That's the real revolution. That's how you bring yourself out of here, my people. Love your people. Love them like you love yourself. If you love your people, you wouldn't want your daughter in no damn strip club. You wouldn't want your daughter in no damn OnlyFans. You wouldn't want your sons going to strip clubs, paying for OnlyFans and paying for prostitutes, getting diseases. You wouldn't want that. That's how you love your brother as yourself. You wouldn't want your brother or your son to be strung out on heroin and cocaine and marijuana. So why go sell it? Why go sell it to the next brother? Only to get what you want. You and ladies out there, you only sell your body to get what you want. And you don't care that it's driving that brother to sin. Because you want to use your body against this man to say, hey, I need my rent paid before you get to talk to me. He's going to go rob the next brother or go sell him drugs. Go murder him for his stuff. So that way he can come, right? And say, look, I got stuff now. I got money. I got a house. Like, the kingdom of heaven is within you, and it comes not with observation. You need to rehearse the righteous acts. Rehearse the righteous acts. That's like when you're about to star in a movie. You don't just go to the movie set and be like, okay, what's up? Let's do it. No, you go, you rehearse, right? For the big role. That's what we need to be doing here. We need to be rehearsing the righteous acts. Our women need to be shamefaced. They need to be in modest apparel. They need to be covered up, and our older women need to be showing them this. Our older women need to be showing them that they need to be covered up. They need to be teaching them that to do good things, to be obedient to their husband. Be workers in the house, not workers in no damn OnlyFans, not workers in the strip club. It said workers in the house, man. All right. So, reading on. Ecclesiastes chapter 25, verse 25. It says, "Give the water no passage." Give the water no passage is because, like, let's say you have a big, a river or whatever, and you need to put a dam to stop that river from going and flooding the village and killing everybody. Okay, that's what it's saying. Give the water no passage. Don't let the water pass, because if it does, it's gonna go kill everybody in the city. All right, like it said just before, through her we all die, right? And then it says, give the water no passage. Because why? Because if you give the water passage, then everybody will die. All right? It says, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad a broad. Now, what's gad abroad? If we look it up real quick, it says, go from place to place in the pursuit of pleasure. All right? Go from place to place in the pursuit of pleasure. It says, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. To go from place to place in the pursuit of pleasure. Why? Because just like the water, if you let it flow, it's gonna go and drown everybody. The same way a wicked woman will use what she got to get what she wants. She'll let everything be destroyed for her, just so she can have pleasure. What's pleasure? Pleasure is happiness. All right. Matter of fact, let me see. Let me get the definition. Definition of pleasure. Now, a feeling of happy. A feeling of happy. Don't let that woman go place to place in the pursuit of happiness, because she'll let everything die. She'll let everything die, and she'll let everything be destroyed just so she can be happy in the pursuit. And like I said, you ask a woman, what is happiness to you? Being successful. What is success to you? Having money and houses and cars and clothes. That's materialistic things. When a righteous woman knows that the obedience to the Most High is success. The obedience to the Most High is success. Living like a virtuous woman is success to the Most High. And that's what you need to do. Alright, it says, a feeling of happiness, satisfaction, and enjoyment. See? And then it says a quick phrase. It says she smiled with pleasure at being praised. And if that is not spiritual on what we're talking about right now, then I don't know what is. Okay, she smiled with pleasure at being praised. Like, that's what our women want, and it's so funny that it says she smiled with pleasure, because that's what we're talking about right now. Women wanting pleasure, wanting happiness, and wanting to do anything it takes to be happy. They'll say, well, I'll show everything I've got if it makes me happy. Like, and will not care on pleasing the Lord first. What makes him happy. That's what you need to care about. Like that scripture says, the Most High is a spirit, and we need to serve him in spirit. We need to serve him in spirit. What does that mean? That means we need to do his will. We need to make him happy. The scripture says in Baruch, I believe 4:4, it says that we have been given the ways of making the Most High happy. Like, we should be thankful that we know how to make the Most High happy. But these women only care about being happy themselves, not making the Most High happy. Like, they don't even give them, like, they won't care about making you happy. Just look at Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. Like, the relationship only starts to matter if the woman is unhappy. But I'm sure he's been unhappy for a long time, but it never mattered to her until she became unhappy. Okay? So let's go back to the scripture. Like, they don't care if the husband is unhappy. What matters to them is if they're happy. Right? And then the scripture says, how can you say you love God and you don't even love the brother that's standing in front of you? You over there, like, just dogging on your husband and treating him bad, when the scripture says be obedient to your husband. Right? You're over there treating him bad, putting his stuff to the left, and like, you'll listen to a half-naked whore on a video, but won't listen to God. Okay? A half-naked whore will tell you, put his things to the left, and I don't cook, I don't clean, but I better have a ring or whatever, and no scrubs and this and that. The Most High will tell you, obey your husband. The Most High will tell you, be a worker in your household. You won't listen to the Most High, you'll go listen to these whores. Right? How can you say you love your husband and you're out there being a whore? I mean, how can you say you love the Most High and you're out there being a whore? You're not even loving your own husband. All right, so back to the scripture. Ecclesiastes chapter 25, verse 25 says, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gather abroad. Don't let these women, that's where Adam messed up, is that his continence was high because he had a beautiful woman, and there's nothing better than a woman, right? The scripture says nothing better besides the truth, right? But he should have not have folded for her. He should have not have let her lead him. He was supposed to be the leader, and he was supposed to be strong enough to say, hey, look, nah, that serpent is beguiling us. He's trying to beguile us and separate us from the Most High. We standing on our principles right here, what the Most High had given unto us. Let's stand on that. That's what the brother should have done. He should have not let her, just because it pleased her, just because it made her happy, just for that serpent to say, you could be like God. You can be like God if you knew this. Because that pleased her, she brought death into the world of the nation of Israel. All right. So Adam should have been stronger than that, right? And that's what we needed. That's what we need to do. We need, like, The scripture says everything that was written aforetime is written for our learning. Like we should learn from Adam's mistakes on letting his woman tell him what to do. We should learn from Solomon's mistakes on sleeping with heathen women and letting them turn him from his heart, from the Most High. We should learn from these things. Everything that was written for our aforetime was written for our learning, man. All right. So let's drop that. Let's go back to Ecclesiastes chapter 7. All right. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 26. At the end of the verse, it says, "But the sinner shall be taken by her." The sinner shall be taken by these women that are trying to go gadding abroad. At the top of the verse, it says, "And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets." So they're laying these traps, and a sinner's going to be taken by them, man, like, because they want money, they want success in this world. They want that money, they want that nice car, they want the big house, and they lay these snares and traps like OnlyFans, like porn sites, like pictures of them, with their butt first in the camera. They lay these snares and traps for you, and a sinner is going to be taken by them, right? It says, "But the sinner shall be taken by her," and it's only a road to destruction, right? The scripture says, a man's ways seem right to himself, but it's only the path to destruction. I'm paraphrasing. It's only the path to destruction, right? Like, you need to, as us men, like I said, we need to start to defund the whores. Defund the whores. Defund the drugs. Us men, we need to take charge back in our households. We need to start leading these women so that these women can lead the children, the daughters, in the right path. All right. I'm gonna jump down to verse 28. It says, "Which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found." So out of 1,000 men, they find one. They find only one. One man out of 1,000. Okay. It says, "But a woman among all those have I not found." A woman among 1,000, there's not even one. All right, there's not even one, because they love the pursuit of pleasure. They are not trying to please the Most High. Like it says in verse 26, "Who pleaseth the Most High shall escape from her." They are not seeking to please the Most High, these women. They are only in the pursuit of their own pleasure, their own happiness. And in that, they'll let the whole nation get destroyed for it. Because they want a mansion, because they want a Maserati, because they want a Gucci and all these things. Because they wanna wear gold and pearls, but they don't want the shame face, right? Like I said, like the scripture said earlier, be shamefaced, not braided hair or with gold and pearls. That's not godliness. It's okay to have it, but first make sure you are professing godliness, man. Okay. Verse 28. "Which yet my soul seeketh, but I find not. One man among 1,000 have I found, but a woman among all those have I not found one." Like, and it's hard to find that virtuous woman, man. Like, especially in these days, because like they know that the women our young daughters will wanna be happy as well. And they know Eve. Like, our oppressor knows Eve. Our oppressor knows that Eve, and to her, happiness is success in his kingdom. they know that Eve, her idea of happiness is success in his kingdom, in our oppressor's kingdom. So they know how to attack her by making her into a whore. by making her into a whore, they know that she's going to pursue that happiness at all costs. At all costs. Whether it be her husband, whether it be her nation, her husband, or her children. She will destroy it all for that pursuit of happiness. She will get rid of that baby in the pursuit of a career. Because she wants a career to have better things, to have a nice house. She wants a career to have a nice car. She'll get rid of that baby. To have, to have that nice career or the Section 8, they'll get the man out the house. They'll get the man out of the house to collect that welfare, to collect that Section 8, to collect the child support so that they can live lavishly, that they can have these things that they want, that makes them happy. They can sit around and smoke weed all day and go shake their behinds on a OnlyFans page and still collect that welfare check and that Section 8 and that child support and have money beyond money. They'll get the man out the house and have that man destroyed, right? A man has to now work 3 jobs just to try and pay for that child support and try and live himself. And forget the nation, like they'll destroy the nation. They don't even care about blacks and Hispanics and Native American Indian people when it comes to their own happiness. They'll say, I don't even know these people. What do I care about them? What do I care that they're getting their knees put on their neck? What do I care that they're locked in cages? What do I care? As long as I'm happy. That's a woman getting abroad. And this is what we need to fight against. Alright? So among these women, among 1,000 women, the Most High can't even find one. Can't even find one. Alright? So that's because, like, our women are not being taught the correct path, and it's because they don't have no leadership. Like that scripture says, that says, "Who can enter a strong man's house lest he spoil the goods?" Right? He needs to get rid of. I'm paraphrasing. He says he needs to get rid of the strong man first to spoil the goods. Of course, they're going to get the man out. They're going to get the man out of there first. And what better way to get the man out than to put power in the woman's hand to be able to get the man out? To say, hey, if he's not doing what you want him to do, just put him out. They don't believe. That's because the women don't believe that sex is marriage by the Most High. They say if he's not putting a ring on it, then get him out of there. Like your Christian pastor will tell people that. They will literally tell women that. Like if he's not putting a ring on it, then you need to kick him out. All right, because they know that to get to that woman, they need to get rid of that strong man first. All right, let's go. Let's drop that. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 10. Proverbs chapter 31 verse 10, it says, "Who can find a virtuous woman?" Like, it's so hard, especially these days. Like the Lord even said, out of 1,000 women, I can't even find one. That's why this scripture right here is saying, who can find a virtuous woman? Because not even the Lord out of 1,000 women can find one. Right? So out of 1,000 women, like it's tough. We need to be out there and be strong men for these women, to protect them correctly, and to protect them correctly requires correction. To correct them, and it requires you to be a righteous man. It requires you to be a righteous man first. To correct someone, to tell them, hey, don't be on the OnlyFans page. First, you have to be off the OnlyFans page. You need to stop subscribing to that damn thing. You need to stop going to the strip club first, okay? Be a righteous person yourself first. The scripture says, examine thyself. Examine yourself. Stop saying, hey, you stop being a whore, and then you're over there in the strip club. Right? Stop smoking drugs, and you're over there lighting up a blunt. Like, you need to examine yourself first, alright? Like, stop, like I said, you want them women to stop being on the OnlyFans page, stop subscribing to it, alright? Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. Man, a real virtuous woman, the kind of women you find here in the UPK, man, far above rubies, man, because they know what it is to be righteous and shamefaced in the sight of the Most High, man. That's virtue right there. That's virtuous woman, being shamefaced and being upright in the sight of the Most High. All right. So, reading on. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. Like, your husband shouldn't have no need of spoil. Like, you shouldn't be out there pressing your husband so much that he has to go now and rob or sell drugs. Like, you need to be virtuous. You need to be a worker in the home, shamefaced and obedient. And stop pressing your husband to need to have spoil. Alright? Verse 12, she will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. Like, that should be the goal and the standard that our women are teaching to our young daughters, that to do your husband good and not evil all the days of his life, to be good and shamefaced in front of the Most High. All right, let's hold that. Let's go over to Ecclesiasticus chapter 26. Ecclesiastes chapter 26 and verse 26. All right. So it says, a woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all. Like, if you're out there being a virtuous woman, making sure your husband it don't have no need for spoil, and teaching your young daughters to respect and honor and obey their husbands, like, this is what you will be judged off of in the Most High's sight, of how you honor your husband. It says, a woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all. But she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all. So you want to just be out there and dishonoring your husband by showing your butt on a video, right? Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. You want to be out there dishonoring your husband, you know, teaching the young daughters not to obey their husbands, and sisters out there, y'all want to be, you know, dishonoring y'all's husband by being, you know, OnlyFans page thing. Y'all want to do that and dishonor y'all's husband in y'all's pride, man. In y'all's pride, because you think, oh, I'm an independent woman. I ain't got to take nothing from no man, right? Y'all are just being prideful. Y'all need to humble yourself and start to realize that wisdom, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, man. That's what you need to realize. The fear of the Lord. Like, what would the Lord do if I keep being this whore? If I just keep being out there being a whore? What would the Lord think of it? Right? What will He do? Okay? So let's go up to verse 23, okay? So we're going to jump up to verse 23. It says, a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, right? Like, if you're out there being wicked yourself, like I said, men, if you don't want your daughters and your wives to be on OnlyFans page, stop clicking on them. If you don't want your daughters to be half naked on a music video, then stop watching them. Don't let your children watch them. Don't let your daughters look up to them. Right? Don't let your daughters look up to Cardi B as a role model. Don't do it. Okay? A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Most High. You have to fear the Most High, and like I said, the beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Most High, like the scripture says. Salaki. The beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Most High. You need to fear the Most High and keep His law, statutes, and commandments. Stay out of them whorehouses and the strip clubs and the OnlyFans page. Stop, like the scripture says. Don't give don't give your members to evil. Right? I'm paraphrasing. Don't give your members to evil. Right? What does that mean? Your members are your fingers. Like, stop waking up. As soon as you wake up, you get on that damn thing. You get on that. You get on the Instagram and the tweets. What else? The Facebook. Right? And the first thing you want to do is start liking girls butt naked. The first thing you want to do, start liking, typing on their, hey, like I'm a member of this Facebook page. It's called Chicano Pride, right? And it makes me laugh, but I feel bad at the same time, because sometimes, like, a girl will post a picture of herself on it, right? And she'll be in in those poses that they do, the butt first, and or the one where they're shooting from up top, and you can see the whole cleavage, right? And all they have to do is say hi, and then there's thousands of dudes typing in already. Hey, beautiful, how you doing? Like, come on, man. Us brothers, we need to have more respect for our damn self too. We need to start realizing that, hey, this is not what it is. Like, just because she's posting a picture, she's already, hey, beautiful, this and that. Like I said, we'll post something of the truth, like telling our people that they're the most special people on the damn planet, and it'll get like 2 or 3 likes, right? We'll have videos up, and it'll get like maybe 2 or 3, 4 likes, telling our people that they're the most special people. But you let a girl put a picture of just, her facing backwards, and then with the caption hi, and every brother in the damn world wants to get on that damn thing. Like, if they're gonna talk to you because you said hello, beautiful, come on, man. Like, have a little more respect for your own self, brothers. Like, we need to examine ourselves and say, is this what it is? Right? Are we getting something out of this OnlyFans? Are we getting something out of this strip club besides going home to an empty house or whatever you're doing? Like, come on, man. What are you getting out of it? Saying hello, hi, beautiful, how you doing? That's ridiculous, man. Y'all putting these women up there on a pedestal, and it keeps them thinking that they're really something when the Most High looks at them as a dog, right? And we're gonna read that right now, okay? Reading on. Verse 24 says, a dishonest woman condemneth shame, but a honest woman will reverence her husband. Verse 25, a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. You see, like, the Most High is looking at them like they're just dogs, because they're posting pictures of their butt first or their breast out, or on the OnlyFans page, or in the strip club. To them, the Most High is just thinking like, man, these are just dogs. But you're putting them up on a pedestal, be like, hey, beautiful, how are you? You need it? How you feeling? You need anything? And then brothers will go and pay their rent, like a sugar daddy, like the scripture earlier, right? They will give their stuff to anybody as long as they're paying their rent. As long as you're and those likes that those women is getting on those pictures that they're posting, it's just pleasure to them. It's happiness. That's what they see as happy, as pleasure, as getting a like. And you're feeding into that. You're letting a woman go from place to place in the pursuit of pleasure. She is on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitters, on what else is there? Snapchat. And they're there going from place to place in the pursuit of happiness, looking for attention. And it's happiness to them. And it's pleasing to them. And you're just feeding into that, man. All right? But verse 25, a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. Fear the Lord, like I said, the scripture says, the beginning of wisdom is fearing the Lord. And you need once you fear the Lord, you know, like, hey, man, I need to do right by him. You need to look at your life and say, man, like, look at what's going on in my life. Look at all the trouble that's going on around me and with my nation of people. Like, what can I do to make this change, to start changing? Like I said, the kingdom of heaven, the scripture says the kingdom of heaven is within you. What can you do to start building this kingdom of heaven? It comes not with observation. We don't need to wait for the Most High for the Most High to send Christ to come and then bring the kingdom of heaven. We should start building it now, having our women shamefaced and in check, covered up, having our brothers off of them drugs and out of them strip clubs and off of them OnlyFans page. Start having our houses in order. Start following these law, statutes, and commandments. Start building this kingdom of heaven right now. Start rehearsing these righteous acts. This is what we need to do. We shouldn't be waiting for Christ to come and bring the kingdom of heaven. We should have it ready for him. We should have it ready for him when he comes. Right? And he can only make it better. Alright, so let's drop that. Let's go back to Proverbs. Chapter 31. Verse 12. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. Alright? You need to teach this to your young daughters. Like, you should be doing your husband good and not evil. You are helping like unto himself. What does that mean? To help me like unto himself. That means the way he likes things done is what you need to be learning. You need to be telling your daughters that. When you have a husband, when you grow up and have a husband, you need to learn the way he likes things done, because you're a helpmeet unto himself. The way he likes things done, that's the way you need to be doing it. That's what we should be teaching our daughters. Not how to be on a strip pole or up there on a damn music video with your boobs out, rubbing yourself. Like this, that's disgusting. That's pedophilia, man. Like you're showing this to young kids. You know damn well Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, Beyonce. You know damn well that kids is watching you. You know damn well. It's ridiculous. Like, you are a pedophile. You are a damn pedophile. You're out there showing your damn ass to children. You know damn well children is watching, man. Ridiculous. You're a damn pedophile, Meg Thee Stallion. You're a damn pedophile, Cardi B. Alright, reading on. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. Worketh willingly with her hands, man. What did Cardi B say? Cardi B said, I don't work, I don't clean, whatever. I don't cook, I don't clean, whatever. I mean, she has money. She can buy a maid or whatever and have them cook and clean for her. But she's teaching you this. Like, she shouldn't say that. Like, you're trying to emulate a life that you can't afford. You're out there trying to say, I'm not gonna cook and I'm not gonna clean. You don't have the money for that. You need to be in that house cooking and cleaning. You need to be in there cooking and cleaning and teaching your daughters to do so as well. Okay? She seeketh wool and flax and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant ships. She bringeth her food from afar. Man, she's out there putting in work, man. This is a real virtuous woman, man. The kind you find here in the UPK. Out there putting in the work so that their husband can safely trust in them. That they don't need no spoil. It says, verse 15, she rises also while it is yet night. Early in the morning, man, getting up, going to work, going to seek how to bring in more money to her husband, learning how to do something else. How else can she bring in money to give to her husband? That her husband don't have no need for spoil. That her husband can focus on building this nation, on waking up his people. That's what a virtuous woman does, man. That's what our women do here in the UPK, man. They are out there and they know that this is a war. This is a war that we are fighting here. And our women have a place in this war, but it's not on the battlefield. It's making sure that when that man comes back from that battlefield, he has money in his pocket. He has a full belly. He has a clean house and his children is in order. That's the part of the warfare that that's their role in the warfare, right? To come home, to have their warriors come home and have all that ready for them. To send them back out with a full belly. You know, a full belly and money in their pocket and their house cleaned and a house to come home to. But you, Cardi B, you want to say put them out. Put them to the left, Beyonce. All their things to the left. Kick them out. But you have a husband at home. Jay-Z, you have your husband at home. Alright. She rises also while it is yet night and giveth meat to her household. So she's up cooking, ready. Before the light shines on the world, the sun comes out in the morning. She's already up, making sure her household has food to eat before she's off to work, bringing home that paycheck. All right. Also, while it's yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and a portion to her maidens. Verse 16, she considereth the field and buyeth with the fruit of her hands. With the fruit of her hands, she goes and buys this field. She considers the field. She buys it with the fruit of her hands. She planted a vineyard, and she's making sure everything is done by her hands. She's putting in that work. This is a virtuous woman. This is what the Most High wants from a woman. Like, I'm sure if you ask Cardi B, I'm sure she'll have a cross on and she says she loves the Lord, but she's over there teaching our women on how to be whores, man. How to be whores. When the Most High wants you to be a virtuous woman. A woman that's shamefaced. A woman that's obedient to her husband. A woman that's up early doing things for her husband and her household. That her husband don't have no need for spoil. Her husband can go focus on the war that's at hand. He can go out there fully ready for combat and know that he ain't got to worry about coming home. He ain't got to worry about fighting and worrying about maybe his stuff is out on the porch when he gets home. Right? This is what the Most High wants you to do. This is your portion of this warfare. Right here. This is your portion of this warfare. A woman's not meant to be on the battlefield, but she has a place in war, and this is it right here. making sure her husband is okay. All right. She girded her loins with strength and strengthened her arms. Right. She's tough. Like, I know it's tough to do this job that the women have, but you need to gird up your loins. You need to be strong. You need to be tough, because this is the warfare. And like the Most High says, he gives us a promise. He's going to keep that promise, man. That promise is for you to inherit, that the meek inherit the kingdom of heaven. This is being meek right here, being shamefaced. All right. You want to inherit that kingdom of heaven where you can have to where you don't have to cook and clean no more. Right? The scripture says that you will have these other nations as handmaids and all that, servants and handmaids. Like, you want that? Like, the Lord is going to give it to you, right? That's why the scripture says, here's the faith and the patience of the saints, is that you need to be patient and work, rehearse those righteous acts, build this kingdom here. And then the Lord will give you what He promised. It's a promise from the Most High. It's going to happen. All right. Verse 18. She perceived that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth not out by night. So y'all need to work on being strong just daily for that husband, so he don't have to come home and worry about nothing. All right. So let's drop that, and I'm gonna end with one more scripture. I'm gonna end with Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1. It says, "And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel." Okay, it's talking about now in the last days, man. The women need to start waking up, and that's what we're here to do. That's what we're here. The ISBK is here to do, is to wake them up, to show them that the ways of this world is evil, right? The scripture says, "Love not the world, neither the things in the world," and that whoredom is one of those evil things in this world that you need to get away from. You need to bring yourself out of that, out of them OnlyFans, out of those videos that's having you half naked, and stop compromising your weight. Stop compromising your integrity for money and wealth in this kingdom. When you know damn well this kingdom's gonna end, you know damn well this kingdom's gonna end. The scripture says, "Come out from my people," man. Stop compromising yourself just to get ahead in this kingdom, man. Stop it. All right. It says, "In that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread." We will do for ourselves. Not know if he don't pay my rent, he ain't gonna be able to hit this. Not know if he don't pay all my bills, he ain't gonna be able to get with me. No, we will eat our own bread. This is what's gonna happen here in these end times, man. This is what's gonna happen. All right, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. We will wear our own clothes. You ain't gotta worry about nothing. That's what's happening here in the UPK. Here in the UPK, man. All women is saying, you know what? Go to war. Go to war. When you come home, I'll have my own clothes. I'll have my own clothes that I paid for. I'll have my own, I'll be eating my own bread. And it's all for you. This is your house. This is yours. I'm obedient to you. I submit myself unto you. This is what's happening here. We are in here rehearsing those righteous acts. We are in here building that kingdom of heaven, right? And it says, "We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel, and let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach, to take away all that evil that they've done. Why? Because who can find a virtuous woman? Out of 1,000, there's not one. There's not one. It's hard to find a virtuous woman because they all are in the pursuit of their own happiness. They're all in the pursuit, going from place to place in the pursuit of pleasure. But they're gonna realize one day that like on that photo or that dollar bill that they're getting pushed down their pants ain't gonna be worth nothing. They're gonna seek to take away the reproach from them in the end, because they're gonna finally realize that all that they think is happiness is worthless. The Lord's gonna take it all away. When He's starting to take it away already. Like you saw, He brought down those strip clubs by COVID-19. Now you have to have a drive-by strip club. He brought it all down. Right? And it's only just the beginning, man. You're going to see, there's going to be one day where you ladies, y'all are not going to be able to be whores out there on them damn strip clubs and out there on them OnlyFans. Like, the Lord is going to take all that away. Then you're going to realize that it was the only way to have ever been living your life was by the Most High, by living this truth. And you're going to seek that reproach to be taken away from you. And the only people that's going to be, the only people that can do this, the people that are living righteously. All right? That's why you will start to say, you know what? I'll bring home the bread. You just go to war and just let me be called by your name. You're going to see that now. These righteous men in this ISUK is more better than fine gold, man. All right. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end the class. Stop looking to Cardi B and all them celebrities, man. They're not gonna save you, right? They're part of this nation, and like the scripture says, we look to a nation in our vain help that can't help us. They are part of this nation. They haven't came out of her yet. You need to start looking and saying, well, who is out of her, my people? Who is them people that is out of her? Because I need to go to them. I need to go to them and learn how to serve the Most High. And learn and seek them as my role models. Those people who have came out of her, meaning came out of America, came out of this way of life, and started to put back on the armor of the Most High. You need to start looking for them, and those people are right here in the ISUK, man. That's where you need to be. You need to start coming into these classes and start learning this truth, man. Right? The scripture says, now is high time to awake out of our sleep, for our salvation is nearer than ever. Right? I'm paraphrasing. So with that, like I said, stop looking at Cardi B and stop looking at Deshaun Jackson and Nick Cannon and Ice Cubes. Stop looking at all of them to be your role models, man. Like here in the ISUK, you have real role models, man. People that's not going to turn their back on you, right? People that's not going to fold for nothing in this kingdom, man. Not going to fold for nothing. Right here in the UPK, man. Every Monday night, tune in to Commanding General Yohana's class. Slakia. Commanding General Yohana's radio show, Black Watch on YouTube. All right, that's Black Watch on YouTube and Facebook. All right, tune in. That's the only real news outlet, okay, that's here for the blacks and Hispanics and Native American Indian people, man. Just tune in and start learning and start just putting on the arm off the old world, putting off that world that the Most High says not to love. Okay, we have class, of course, every Monday through Friday, starting at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Right? Come and tune into class, man. And you wanna like something? You wanna like something? Stop liking them pictures of them women with their butt out. Stop liking those OnlyFans page. Stop liking, what else? Instagram of naked women. Stop liking them things. And like, share, and subscribe to Damn Truth. These classes here, man. We're out here telling you that you are the most special people on the face of the earth. Like that. Press that like button on that. And share and subscribe to that. Alright? And also, Cross the Line Radio. Alright, Cross the Line Radio every Thursday. Starting at 10 to 12 p.m. Alright, tune into that because Christianity, Kemetic, and Islam is always getting body bagged out there. Alright, you can learn a lot from watching Black Watch and Cross the Line Radio and classes, man. Just start coming in and start getting in here, alright? Also, like, share, and subscribe. Help spread the truth, man. Help spread this damn truth. There should be no reason why these videos is getting 200, 300, 400, 500 views, but only getting 2 likes, man. Like, share, and subscribe these videos, man. And pay your tithes. Go to isbk.com. Help support this truth, man. Help support these brothers out here going to war for you. We're out here going to war for you to go out there and tell our people, waking them up, telling them that they're the most special people on the planet, man. Help support that. Help support that. All right, you'll pay your tithes to these wicked Christian preachers, man, and they don't do nothing for you but close the doors when COVID-19 hits. They have the doors closed. All right, we're here, we're open. All right, pay your tithes, and with that, shalom.